Knowing what to do and how to complete your Lantite test can be confusing, so here's my 6 easy steps to achieve Lantite success. Number 1. Decide how you'll take your test. There's 2 ways to take your Lantite test, either attending a test centre or via remote proctoring. A test centre setup is like a traditional exam room. You go to the testing centre and there'll be a large room filled with computers where every person sits at an individual computer and there's a supervisor at the front of the room. Remote proctoring is where you can sit the test from home via your own device. There'll still be someone watching and they use special software to monitor you, as well as having your webcam on. There's a lot of different rules that you have to be able to follow, and you have to make sure you have a certain space as well. So make sure if you want to do this method, you check it out on the ACER site and make sure you fulfill all the requirements. Number 2, find the best Lantite test date for you. Now we know how you'll sit the test, we need to find out when you'll sit the test. Unfortunately, the Lantite test doesn't run all year. Rather, there's 4 testing windows throughout the year. The Lantite test is made up of 2 different components. There's the literacy and there's the numeracy. When people talk about the Lantite test, it can get somewhat confusing. What you actually need to do is you need to sit 2 individual tests, a literacy test and a numeracy test. These tests can be sat on different days, different weeks, they can be done in different windows, or you could sit them in different years if you needed to. There's no set rule, and you need to do what works best for you. Each testing window has a registration window that opens a few weeks prior to the testing window. Spots can fill up fast in each testing window, so you need to make sure you know when the dates are of registration and the testing window to make sure you secure a spot. These dates can be found on the ACER website or in our Ultimate Study Guide on Lantite Test Help. Number 3, register for your Lantite test. Now we've worked out when we'll sit the test and how we'll sit the test, we need to register for that test. Registration simply means booking a spot in the testing window. To register, you need to create an account on the ACER website, which you can do at any time. You don't have to wait for the registration window to open. The other things that you'll need when registering, besides your normal personal details, is your debit card, as you need to pay for your spot in the test at the time of registration. It's important to note that each time you need to sit a different component of the test, you will need to repay for that component. For example, if I sat my literacy and my numeracy, and I passed my literacy, but unfortunately I did not pass my numeracy, I'd have to resit my numeracy. When I resit that numeracy, I'm going to have to pay for it again. So it's just something to be aware of. Number 4, study and prepare for the Lantite test. To study and revise for your Lantite test, all that you need to know is find out what's in the test, find out what you already know, and find out what gaps in your knowledge that you need to fill. Sounds easy, right? But how do you know where to start? Let's break it down further. Let's assume you've gone out there and you found out everything there is to know about the Lantite test, what it assesses, and what different concepts are involved. Next comes your skills and revision. You want to work out what you're confident in and what you're not so confident in terms of what the Lantite assesses. If there's areas that you're not very confident in, we want to work on those areas until we are confident. After this, we'll go away and we'll work on those areas that we may not know already, and we want to fill any knowledge gaps that we already have. Number 5, sit your Lantite test. So it's almost testing day, and we've done all of our study and revision, and we want to make sure we walk into that testing environment as prepared as possible. To do this, we want to just make sure we've thought about the little things prior to the test. This could depend on how you're taking your test, but we want to make sure we think about things like, where can I park if I'm going to a testing centre? Can I catch public transport, and what time will it get there? We want to make sure we have plenty of time and we get there a little bit early so we're not rushing in the room. If we're doing it at home via remote proctoring, we want to make sure our room's ready and clean and tidy. Do I want a glass of water to have during the test? It's all these little things that make a difference and help you to reduce your stress on testing day. On the day, you'll also need to take your ACER admission ticket. This is found where you registered for the test and is linked to your account on the ACER website. You'll also need a form of photo ID, and if you wish, you are allowed to take a bottle of water with you into the exam as well. Number 6, get your test results. On the ACER website, you can find the dates for when they'll release the results for each testing window. This is normally listed over a few different days, as they don't give you a specific date and time that they'll release these results. Once you have access to your results, you'll be given a graph that includes different bars and dots that shows where you performed in different areas of the test. Each of these dots shows whether you're above, at, or below the standard for each of these areas, and hopefully yours will show that you're above the standard and you've passed your Lantite test. Unfortunately, when you receive your results, some people may not pass the Lantite test for a number of reasons. This is why I want to encourage you to be prepared for your Lantite test. Do the hard work prior to the test. Find quality information and quality resources so that you feel confident going into the test. At Lantite Test Help, our whole mission is to take the stress out of the Lantite test. We want to see you pass the Lantite because we want to see you reach your dream of becoming a teacher. Bonus tip. If you found this video helpful, I would love to ask you to share it with your friends or other uni students. Lantite Test Help exists purely to help people pass their Lantite test, and I couldn't do it without the support and feedback from people just like you. I'm excited you're here, and I hope you find all the information and the resources that you're looking for to achieve Lantite success. If you have any questions or you're just feeling unsure, then feel free to reach out to me at any time. I'm just an email away. Best of luck, and I hope that you too can achieve Lantite success.